Taylor here with Pride.com, and we're talking to electric guest.
Cuckoo.
First things first, aliens, do they exist?
Yeah, probably, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. We went to Roswell. We've ended up in Roswell on tour a couple times.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually hell of not an exciting place. It's like it's
is
just
why
a
there's aliens there.
barren wasteland.
Yeah, it's
but
a lot of desert.
yeah, and the only cell of the town is kind of the alien. So there's like all these kind of kitschy signs everywhere. I don't know if I believe in aliens in that way, like that the government's hid them. Maybe. I'm not like opposed to it, but I'm not a big like
Conspiracy theory guy?
yeah, but I mean
Yeah.
just in terms of like the likelihood, do aliens exist? Hell yeah. Of course.
Yes, the likelihood is
Yeah.
very high.
And I don't think
Yeah.
like they built the pyramids. You know what I mean?
No.
Shayna, our friend, shout out to Shayna, she, you know, you just have certain friends that are like believers and
Yeah.
and really trying to tell you that, you know, the pyramids were built by aliens.
Electric guest, where'd you get the name from? What does it mean?
When I got kicked out of high school, like I went to this kind of like boot camp thing, and it was like 6 days of schooling and 1 day of off. And on our days off, they would take us to this like local Dunkin' Donuts, and there was this weirder kind of esoteric lady that worked there that I became friends with. This is years ago, and I just remember one day, one of the last times I saw her when I was leaving, she was like, "Always remember that you're an electric guest of the universe." And I was in New York years later when we had finished the first album, and my kind of mentor, this dude, Danger Mouse, I was telling him that story, and he was like, "You gotta name the band that." So I'm stuck.
So, how did y'all meet?
We met at Ace's house, actually. I was new to LA and going over to his house to record in the basement where there was a studio. I heard his music, and I think he had heard me playing drums on something and asked me to play drums on a track of his. And I just kind of started coming over more and more and playing on more stuff.
Yeah.
And then
What year was
kind of
that?
went from there.
Oh, it was
like
hella long ago.
12 or 13 years ago now.
Yeah, like
Something.
Because it was way before like we even put out music together.
Yeah, it was probably 2007. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of genre blending going on in y'all's music. It's very like pop, rock, reggae at times. And you recently said like the new album Ken is like an ode to early 2000s R&B. So where does all that like come from? What is your like taste, I guess, in music?
I think between the two of us, it varies. Like we came from two different worlds initially. Like
Yeah.
I came from like kind of a Bay Area hip hop world, and that's like all I was poorly educated. That's all I listened to. Like I really didn't know almost anything else about music until I moved to LA. And you came from a totally different background.
Yeah, East Coast, more like punk hardcore stuff.
And so things would just like, that's why I would love when he would play on stuff, he wasn't catering to the genre that it was. So it would end up having like kind of a weirder thing. Like I'd do some R&B thing and then he would play on it in this really odd way. And I would like how it sounded as opposed to people being, oh, this is this type of music, I'll play it like this. And so it always ended up being this kind of weird blend of stuff. But it's just our taste, you know what I mean? I grew up on like early 2000s R&B, and so that's what this album ended up being.
Yeah. I found out earlier today that you have an Emmy.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's at my mom's house though. Forget about
How
it.
did it on SNL?
Yeah,
I
totally.
didn't know you. So did you write on the song, "Tick in a Box"? Or?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't write the lyrics. I just did the music.
Oh,
You know what I
okay.
mean? Yeah,
Oh,
me and this
gotcha.
woman named Catrice, R.I.P. She just passed away. Actually, amazing. Yeah, she's Catrice Barnes. She was amazing. She was like the person that did all the music at SNL. And actually, to be honest, like it was a little bit of friction for that first stuff because when my brother got on SNL, like they had a resident composer there, and they were always trying to like the Lonely Island guys were always trying to bring in me, and I think initially she was like, "What the fuck? Like I'm the person here."
Yeah.
And so like, but then we started collaborating, and we got on really well. Yeah, she was hella sweet. But yeah, we got an Emmy for that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
We got nominated a couple other times too,
Really?
for like Mother Lover, which was like another one.
Oh god, and that Lady Gaga one.
Yeah, three-way, yeah,
Three-way,
totally. You know what
yeah.
pisses me off about that? I did that song. I did like the bridge to that song. I did hella work on that song, and like that got nominated for Emmy, and they didn't include me in it. So I got.
You're still nominated.
Exactly.
know.
Exactly. I know.
Going back to conspiracy theories a little bit, are there any ones that you do, both of y'all, do you believe in? Like that Avril Lavigne is like died and secretly has been replaced by a clone?
I've never heard that one. That's amazing.
A deep cut. That's a deep cut.
Let's think of like Stan, Twitter, Stan.
That's why we don't see her as often, huh?
You know, I sometimes kind of wonder about 9/11. You know,
9/11, JFK. I feel like those are the big ones.
Like
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein's a new one.
True.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, exactly. Did he kill himself or was he murdered?
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah, God, yeah. There's so much nowadays. Oh Lord.
Yeah, who knows? I was so hyped to see y'all on Carly Rae Jepsen's album, on Feels Right. How did that come together? Have y'all written on other Carly?
Yeah, we have another Carly song.
Yeah, we have
which
another
is
one.
Super tight. I wish we would finish it. She's so like, I was so naive with her because like, I feel like both of us just kind of started writing for other people, like with other people, and I like she just came over to my house. Like I have this like crummy studio, and when she came over, I was kind of nervous, and we did the day together and like kind of like finished the pretty much all the vocals, and she was like I'm in town for like this weekend, like can I just come back, you know, like the next day? And I just was, in the moment I just was nervous, and I was like, oh no, like we'll link another time. And then it was like 7 months or something before I saw her. She went to China, and I kind of like naively was like, oh yeah, like we'll just link again. But when you have a kind of star in the room, like you have to lock it down. But that came like just through like my publishing dude, like this guy David Gray, who's awesome, who he just was like, oh, would you want to write with her? And I was like, yeah. And CB like sent me, I was like, we should get really prepared and like write a bunch of instrumentals. And he just sent me this amazing instrumental, which was pretty much the whole thing, that dun. He just recorded that as his house. Yeah. And she was hella cool though. She just came over, like she lives like 10 minutes up the street from me, and just recorded it in my house. There wasn't AC at the time, you know. She was like, it was awesome. And
she's a pro.
Yeah, she's a pro. She's so sweet. She's so sweet. Yeah,
she's very genuine.
Yeah, she's kind of exactly who you want her to be, which is rare, you know.
Yeah.
They also wrote on Feel It Still with Portugal the Man. And like, how did that come together? It was just like the massive 2018 hit, and like, did you imagine that it was going to be that big when you were writing it?
It was hella close to here with this feel, like, you know, it's kind of like more West Side. Yeah, we wrote with this producer named John Hill on our second album, and we only did like a couple songs with him, but some months later he was like, hit me up and was like, I'm writing with this band, Portugal the Man. And my mentor, that same guy, Danger Mouse, had produced their last album. So I knew of them, I didn't know them, but like a couple times, like I'd partied with them. But yeah, he was like, would you want to come write with them and just help us on this bridge? And I brought a laptop. So after a couple hours, like we banged out the bridge for this other song, and we were just kind of sitting around, and I asked John, the singer, I was like, would you want to like go start something, like a song in the next room? And after 2 hours, we pretty much had the whole, like the skeleton of the song. And then like a year and a half later, after like endless, you know, just going back and forth, we had the kind of the body of it. But that's how it came out.
Yeah. Did you think that it was gonna be like that massive when it?
You know what's funny is like, as much as it is kind of arrogant, like, and I don't mean it to be like that, I definitely knew there was something. Even after when he sung the chorus, like he was like, oh, I have this lyric, but it's over the Mr. Postman melody. And when he sung it, he was like, we can't use it because of that. I was like, hell, just pay them. Like it worked so well that I was just like, I definitely knew there was something there. I didn't know it was gonna be, you know, what it would be, but I definitely thought it was something. There's moments where you're like, this is hell of undeniable in a certain way.
Yeah.
So the new album just came out. Congratulations, it's so good. I'm obsessed with it.
You just came to the show.
Yeah, I came to the show.
In LA the other night.
I loved it. I got so messy that night.
Did you? People were obliterated backstage.
What's the meaning of the album title? Ken?
You know, it's funny, like I had that album title like 3 years ago. Like even before we kind of wrote, I was like, I want to call that second album Kin. Just because I liked the word, and I liked that it was like a family thing. And then it ended up like finding its meaning through the course of making it. Like for us, like I feel like both of us are at the point of our lives where like anybody that's around us is kind of like family, is our chosen family. You know, you just do that like inventory, and like the people that really are there are your core people as you get older. There's not a lot of frivolous, random weirdos or whatever. So it was like that with the making of it too. It was like anybody involved was like our people, and we kept it really tight. It just ended up being this kind of family affair. So.
And y'all's music videos are really fun. Play With Me.
Yeah, hell yeah.
How do y'all come up with these ideas?
I mean, with the Play With Me video, that was like, the label was like, there was no money for this, shoot something on your iPhone. And we were in New York, and we were like, no, like, please, like, let us just have 2 days, go back to LA, and we'll try to pull some favors. And so we have this like big club promoter dude that we're friends with that was like, oh, I'll hook up like whatever you want. And I was like, can you get us a big house? And he ended up getting this like $38 million mansion. That guy, it was crazy. The dude,
it's the craziest house I've ever
it was
been to.
crazy. The guy let us shoot in his bedroom. He didn't give a fuck. It was amazing. He was like the nicest rich guy I've ever been around.
Yeah.
But like, so we had all these setups and like all these outfit changes, and then there was the Speedo shot, which was like, I was like, oh, I'll do this once. This will be like a snippet of the video, and then. Our friend Akiva, who edited it, was like, oh no.
This is
Now I know it. Well, how do you feel? Like there's nothing I can do. Caught up in a game where I'm the fool. Still I'd rather play until I lose. Try to go up, but it don't compare. Talk too much.
So I screenshotted this comment on YouTube because I thought it was funny. If you want to read it out loud.
The devil works hard, but Ace's thighs work harder. That's real.
But yeah, YouTube was all of those.
I heard, there's a couple ones like play with me, more like play with myself. That was good.
Oh god. Name one thing, one feeling you want your fans to feel when you sing.
I don't know, joy, I guess, would be a good one, because it's a pretty fun record. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, hell yeah, just like in that same vein, just acceptance of like where you're at. I think we tried to make an album that was like, had a hell of levity to it and joy, and also that acknowledged how difficult a time it seems like in our country everyone seems to find themselves in.
Yeah.
Because I feel like first you acknowledge the suffering, and then we can breathe easier. Then it's easier to get to joy. You know what I mean? Without it being rammed down anybody's throat.
Yeah. Well, music is just really fun. It makes you feel good, which is nice sometimes. Like not all pop music is like that. Yeah, I think it's really important right now, especially with this upcoming year. Oh my god.
Yeah. Have a respite.
Yeah.
Have a respite. Yeah, totally. Shit.